Hi! First YouTube video. Exciting stuff. Alright, really quick introduction. My name is Anastasia, and I'm an American expat living in Peru currently. And I'm a vegan, obviously. And I've been writing a vegan blog for quite a few weeks now, but I decided to kind of expand my horizons into other media, so here I am on YouTube. Alright, so my first video today is going to be about cravings. I was talking to a friend recently who is transitioning to a vegetarian diet, and I asked her what maybe were some of the challenges, or maybe what was something that she'd want to hear discussed in more length in my blog. So she came back with a message saying that I should talk about what you should do when you're having cravings. Okay, so today I'm going to talk a little bit about some foods you can substitute for animal products. I'm not necessarily going to get into the nutrition today, or like the science behind why you might be having these cravings. I'm going to save that for another day. Today it's just going to be about food. Alright, so number one craving we're talking about first is chicken. Now, if you live in the Western world, you probably have access to faux meats, including chicken. And I think chicken comes in quite a few forms: nuggets, strips, like friable. I don't really know what else, but with this you gotta be a little careful, because I know with some brands like Quorn, I think it's how it's pronounced, sometimes in the ingredients there can be eggs as like a binding agent. So just make sure you read the ingredients list before you buy some fake chicken. If you want to make it at home, like if you want to go the cheaper route, the more creative route, what I do is, well, here in Peru I use carne de soya, which is basically soy meat, or I think it's called TCP in the United States, textured soy protein. Cook it with a little bit of vegetable stock, or if you have access to it, vegan chicken broth. And then I fry it up in a pan with some olive oil and some garlic, and then I'll like mix it in with some veggie fried rice with broccoli and onions, or put it in a pasta or something. And it's actually really good. It kind of mimics the texture and the flavor of chicken fairly well. Alright, number two is steak. I was never really a big fan of steak growing up. Like, I couldn't even handle seeing like any blood in my food at all. I don't know, but I understand that some people probably really like steak before. So a good way to get your steak fix is to have a portobello mushroom. I really like to just throw it right on the grill, like brush it with just a little bit of olive oil and then grill it, and then you can eat it on like a toasted bun, just eat it by itself with a little sauce. I don't know, but it's really good actually, especially if you make it on the grill. The kind of the smokiness and then like the way it's cooked kind of really mimics the texture of like a tender red meat really well. So I highly recommend to you to like play around with portobello mushroom if you're like having Outback Steakhouse cravings. Alright. Number three is bacon. Okay, we've all seen these stupid commenters on YouTube on vegan channels where they're like, but bacon, as if that's like a real argument. But bacon, right? But bacon. So if you're having bacon cravings, like chicken, there are faux bacon strips that you can buy if you live in the Western world, in the frozen section of your grocery store. And if you fry it up, I think that it actually tastes quite a bit like bacon. It looks a lot like a dog treat, but it actually tastes a lot like bacon. So you have that option. If you want to cook it at home, I've heard that seitan And if you don't know what seitan is, it's soy. It's a soy product. I believe it's fermented. You can use seitan and some spices to make like a homemade kind of crispy bacon. I can't attest to this. I haven't tried it before. I don't have access to seitan where I live right now, but I've seen some really impressive pictures online and some really cool recipes on YouTube. I highly encourage you to check out different cooking channels on YouTube, or just go on Google and look for some recipes. There's some really amazing cooking blogs out there. I know Oshi Glows, just offhand, is a really good one. Can't really think of any more at the moment. I'll have to look into it and let you know, but there are some really amazing vegan cooking blogs that you can find online. Yeah, so give that a try. Let me know how it works out. I'd love to see pictures of your vegan bacon. All right. Next one, cheese. Cheese is, not gonna lie, cheese is a particular toughie for me. I'm originally from northern Wisconsin, and if you guys aren't familiar with Wisconsin, like if you live outside the United States, people from Wisconsin really like cheese, like a lot. We have a lot of cows. We have all of those commercials with like happy cows, cheese, and like our football team are even called the Green Bay Packers, and like we wear cheese heads. Everyone calls us cheese heads. So yeah, I used to eat a lot of cheese when I was growing up, and like even when I was vegetarian, like I still ate quite a bit of cheese. So if you live in a big city or just even anywhere with like a big grocery store, you probably have access to at least a few kinds of vegan cheese in stores, even in regular stores, not even just in co-ops. I don't think I've ever had vegan cheese from a store. I've heard it's pretty touch and go, like some brands are really good, some brands are just like, ugh. So I think you probably just have to try and see what you like, experiment a little bit. I know they sell them in different forms, so like if you wanted to make a pizza at home, you could buy like shredded vegan cheese and you could make your own homemade pizza at home. Otherwise, if you live in a big city, I'm sure that lots of pizza places offer vegan pizza as well as like gluten-free crusts and all that jazz. So just kind of look around. Like if you live in a big city, you might not even realize all the options you have. If you don't live in a big city, you can make your own vegan cheese at home. This usually requires soaking like nuts like cashews overnight and then like using a high-speed blender with different spices and things thrown in. Or like I think white beans I've seen is another one that makes like a good cheesy sauce for like macaroni and stuff. Yeah, again, cooking blogs, your best friend. Check them out online. There's lots of recipes for vegan cheese if you're crafty in the kitchen and you want to try something at home. Otherwise, nutritional yeast. If you don't know what nutritional yeast is, it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's a form of yeast. I think it's a complete form of protein actually, but I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that. But I used to just buy it in the bulk aisle at my local co-op back home, and then I would make a big old plate of pasta and just sprinkle it right on top. It's got a bit of a crumbly texture. It's kind of like that dry Parmesan stuff you'd buy in like a tube-like thing that's kind of cheap and crumbly. It's got a texture like that. It's got kind of a sharper flavor, almost like cheddar. But yeah, you can toss that like right on your pasta. Otherwise, if you're crafty, you can mix it with something and make like a creamy, cheddary spread like in your blender. It's really good. But I always just really like to just buy it and sprinkle it right on stuff, and it kind of mimics the taste of cheese. Cheese. Alright. Milk. This one is actually pretty easy. There are so many different kinds of like vegan milk and like milk replacement type things. Just let's see if I can think of them all off the top of my head. We've got soy milk, hemp milk, rice milk, cashew milk, coconut milk. I'm missing one, aren't I? Alright, there's a lot of different kinds of milk that you can buy, and a lot of them come in vanilla as well as like chocolate flavors, so you're not missing out there. Personally, I always used to like heating up chocolate almond milk like you would hot chocolate and then just drinking it right out of a mug. Oh, it's so good. You have to try it. Seriously, try it. Try it. Yeah, and they're really good in smoothies and stuff too, so just try the different kinds of milk that there are. Oat milk! Okay, I remembered the one I wasn't thinking of. Sorry about that. So there's a lot of different kinds of vegan milks that you can try. I think my ADHD came out there a little bit. Okay, I saved my favorite one for last, and that would be burgers, which is I'm not saying I like burgers. I really, really love veggie burgers. And like, some people might think that's crazy, but I actually think that veggie burgers are better than beef burgers because hear me out, because there's like an endless variety of types of veggie burgers that you can make. You can make like bean burgers, lentil burgers, sweet potato burgers. You can put any kinds of vegetables you want in there. You can put quinoa, you can put different nuts, like just the patty itself like has an endless amount of variety, and like that's not even counting like all the stuff that you can put on top of it. And veggie burgers are actually a lot easier to make than people think they are. I used to make veggie burgers like every weekend. Like I'd make a big bulk thing of veggie burgers, black bean burgers usually, and keep them in my fridge for the week to like make food for lunches for the week. And like my roommates were always like eating them all. So, and my roommates weren't vegetarians or vegans, so they're pretty popular with carnivores and with vegetarians in my experience. And you can buy boxed veggie burgers in stores, like in the frozen aisle, but I don't really recommend that. They're not super good, and like with the money that you spent on one box of veggie burgers, you can make 3 or 4 times as many at home with ingredients that you might already have in your kitchen. So I really, really encourage you to try making veggie burgers at home. Yeah, they're actually really, really easy to make, and you will impress your friends with like how cool they are, and you're just like, don't tell them that it was really easy to put together. Just be like, yeah, amazing, you know, like come be a vegan with me, you know, and you'll learn how to cook really well like this. Alright guys, that's it for today. I actually have recipes for a lot of the things that I mentioned in the blog that I've been writing, so if you want to check that out, I have it linked down below. Lots of veggie burger recipes and different things, lots of cool pictures of food that I've made. And on my Instagram too, I have pictures of recipes if you're looking for inspiration. That's also in the description below, so check that out if you want. If I missed any like big cravings that you guys have, let me know. I'll make another video for you. Yeah, cool. It's nice to meet you all. I hope you will like and subscribe my channel. Lots more vegan content to come. Alright.